Hey everyone, Emma here, also known as 8vinyllow, bringing you all another video. Today's video is going to be a response to something that Chris Profi started a while back, and this is my response to 5 perfect albums from 5 different genres in 5 minutes. However, I'm going to put a little bit of my own twist and spin on this, and I'm going to limit it to debut albums, because as I was kind of going through and picking different albums and looking at different genres, I realized I'm kind of leaning towards the debut stuff. So this is 5 perfect debut albums from 5 different genres in 5 minutes. Here we go. We are going to kick off with the blues, British blues, electric blues, rock, whatever you want to call it, but it is the blues. This perfect album. John Mayall and the Blues Breakers with Eric Clapton, also referred to as the Beano album. This was produced by Mike Vernon. It was released in 1966. You have great covers on here from legends, blues legends like Otis Rush, Freddie King, Robert Johnson. You also have songs on here, original songs penned by Mayall and Clapton and so on. But this really did serve as like a stepping stone for other bands within that British blues explosion, that blues movement happening in Britain in the 60s. Extremely influential album for the time, and just a perfect album to listen to if you're really craving some great electric, guitar-driven blues music. So we're going with Beano for number 1 perfect album for the blues. Debut. All right, this next album is from 1965, released on Transatlantic Records. This is Scottish singer-songwriter Bert Jansch, one of my favorite acoustic guitarists of all time, singer-songwriters of all time. This is a perfect debut album. Let me read off some songs. It starts with Strolling Down the Highway. Doesn't get better than that. Smoky River, Oh How Your Love Is Strong, I Have No Time. It also includes one of my personal favorite Bert Jansch songs, a really haunting song called Needle of Death. Just beautiful, haunting, but beautifully written. And then it ends with Bert Jansch's cover of Angie from Davy Graham. It's just so unbelievably good. So Bert Jansch's debut album, perfect album from 1965. So good in the folk genre. Moving over to kind of like the soul and funk vein, I guess. Here's another perfect debut album for you, and unfortunately the only album released by this individual. This is the Baby Huey story, the living legend. That sad story about Baby Huey passing at 26, and this is actually an album that was released after he passed. This was released in 1971 on Curtis Mayfield's label, Curtome Records. Another, in my opinion, perfect album. It has that soul, funk, it has some aspects of psychedelic in it, which is perfect because I'm still not touching on those genres in this video. So just a fantastic album, and it has my favorite, it has to be my favorite, cover of Sam Cooke's Change Is Gonna Come. He just absolutely nails it. So this is a perfect album, debut album, in my opinion. Moving over to punk. What is a perfect punk debut album? Could have done the Ramones. I think I saw that shown a couple times, so I'm going to go with The Clash. So good. Debut album. Doesn't get better than this. 1977. You have Janie Jones. You have White Riot. You have London's Burning. It's just so good. Fantastic punk debut album, one of the best, and in my opinion, a back-to-back perfect release. And then to end this, of course, if we're talking perfect debut albums, I'm sure that you saw this coming from a mile away, but moving over to power pop, we have Cheap Trick's self-titled debut, again, just like The Clash from 1977, from front to back, start to finish, an absolutely perfect album. Whether you start with Hello Kitties or Hot Love, it's absolutely perfect. You mentioned those songs. He's a Whore, Ballad of TV Violence, Manage Hello, beautiful song. It has a great cover of Terry Reid's Speak Now or Forever Hold Your Peace. I love that song, so it doesn't get better than this when we talk about power pop, and this is hands down a perfect debut album.